Action!
Good morning, everybody. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be a beautiful day, and we're off to La Rochelle to see another boat. Interesting point, La Rochelle is the biggest port in France. There's over 3,500 slips, and more specifically, this boat we're going to see is what's called a goélette, which turns out to be French for schooner. It's a 1983, I think it's 49 or 50 foot boat. And is there anything you want to add, Lee?
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to seeing something different because, you know, we haven't filmed all the boats we've looked at. We've looked at a few Dufours, we've looked at a few Beneteaus. Somewhere in the future there's going to be a Bavaria. This boat's complete unknown. Sorry everybody, I'm back here. So yeah, it's just be, you know, really interesting. And from what I know, this boat's been a bit of a DIY project from day one. So.
Yeah, they've been living on board of it for 8 years, I think.
Yeah.
It's been live aboard, and I think they've recently changed out a couple of bits on it. Apparently the engine, sails, so it'd be good to go and see it. It should have lots of character, this boat.
What have you got to say, Abby?
Say subscribe.
Good girl.
Well done. See you there.
It's nothing like using your children for clickbait, is there? Is that really bad? If we can't get to 1,000 subscribers, you're going to see us in the buff, which is a horrifying thought. So make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. Would that be scary? Yeah. But I'm going to get dressed, talking about scary, going to get little one dressed and take you to this boat.
Hi, so here we are, we made it, and here's the schooner. First thing to point out is the sails and lazy bags are only a week old, and for some reason the mizzen sail is on the main mast, and we're not quite sure the benefits of that, so any of you salty sailors out there perhaps enlighten us. We'd love to hear from you.
How old was this boat?
1983.
Okay, so she's quite an old boat, centre cockpit, which is fantastic, but you can see looking forward you have no visibility whatsoever.
No.
That was quite disappointing, and there really isn't actually any space in that cockpit to eat or sit down.
No, so the lifestyle we would be looking on a boat is out in that regard, but it is quite enclosed. It feels protected, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's for sure. Going aft, he had actually built a bathing platform himself. The guy's practically built the boat, brought the hull, didn't he?
Yeah, he bought the plans, he bought the basics, and he's built it up from the water upwards.
Yeah.
I like the barbecue.
Yeah, it has some solar, about 300 watts of solar. There is a lift somewhere for the outboard for the tender, but
As a point of reference, the boat is, I don't know if I already said, it's 49 foot.
Yeah.
Steel hull.
Nearly 30 tonnes.
and
twin keel.
Beam, yeah, so you can beach it, or if the tide goes out and it's beached, it's not a problem, as long as he said it's level.
Yeah.
The beam is 4 meters. He made a big deal about. Personally, I have no experience in that regard, but it looks a good chunky size.
She's a beamy boat. People who have older boats, you're going to have to set her straight here. I'm slightly claustrophobic. Sarah's very clumsy. One way or another, but you are. I mean,
I'd be falling over the place.
Beetle, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Everywhere we sort of went, there were trip hazards. The railing, though, was quite nice and high.
It was high, yeah, and it did have a gap in it specifically for getting on and off the boat, which for me, as you said, being clumsy is great. Life raft, I think he said it's not due for service anytime soon.
No.
On top instead of tucked away underneath where you can't get to it in a rush, which I think is good.
He opened up the main salon area, and being French and his family's been on here, it's actually sort of more set up for having aperitifs than anything else. But once again, even with the nav station, looking forward, there's no visibility because the bow picks up There isn't. Picks up.
But he said the engine was new, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And I'm not going to call him a liar, but I've rebuilt an engine, rebuilt 2 Land Rovers, and I can tell you it's not new.
So in going aft, you've got the wet heads. It's incidentally the only heads in the boat. It's been adapted for full-time living. As you can see, the curtain, they're giving you privacy if you're doing your necessaries. And just forward here, sort of open shower space, which I think was quite nice actually, because
it's very French.
It was very French, yes. The floor is wooden slatted for the water to drain away.
Wash machine?
Was there? I don't remember seeing that.
It was just, you just saw it there with your camera. It looks like a top-loading freezer, but it was a washing machine.
I didn't recognise it.
It put loads of electric radiators, so if you're at a marina and you've got hook-up for mains power.
Yep.
This is the master cabin, isn't it?
Yeah, the off stateroom there. Which, as you come in, you'll see when we go out, as you come in, it's raised up on a platform.
He's done, don't get me wrong, I won't diss the guy because he's, sort of built this up himself. He and his family, I think 4 kids.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt. I love going down that bit.
You do love it.
I'm easily pleased, you know?
Nice big galley. And you're sort of stuck in a hallway there, which is great. So if you're keeling over, you're not going anywhere.
Too much to drink,
you're not going to get bounced anywhere.
I don't know if you said earlier, he's shunted the table over to make extra room. He's actually taken some of the panelling off that side, hasn't he?
But you still bang your head getting into it.
Well, he said that's it for his needs if he's lived abroad, isn't he, at the end of the day?
So, he's really, really nice guy, super friendly. Great to chat to. I think they'd been around the world once.
Yeah. Sorry about the finger, by the way, guys.
Really, really, really knowledgeable chap, and this was his baby. It'd be no different someone coming into our house.
Right, you're going for a treat going through here. If you can find your way through the double doors into the forward cabins. So you have a bunk there. You've got a V-berth at the front. Just thought the charm of this, obviously been freshly painted, it is really cute.
Yeah.
And he said he used it for 4 or 6 grandkids in here, slept in here.
Yeah.
So you've got the V-berth, the bunk, and there...
That was the boys' room, wasn't it?
With its own little sink on a raised bed. I think probably 2 of them were slept in. It's like a double there. This side of it I just felt was just full of character, and I thought was really cute. People would pay an arm and a leg to stay in a hotel that looked like this, made up this way.
All in all, it was a nice boat, not for us. Says it really, really quickly. It's
really interesting to see a schooner and an old one at that.
None of the hatches leaked. There were loads of hatches, loads of airway. There was loads of airflow.
It was a very light, airy boat, wasn't it?
Yeah. And to look at her, it was like a tank on water.
So anyway, we hope you guys liked the video and stay tuned for the next visit. Cheers.